Shalom, Mishpaka. I'm very excited to be able to be in your midst today. And I Baruch the Almighty for giving me this opportunity to be able to share His word with you. Before we continue, please let us pray. Abba, in Shamayim, I thank you because this is the day that you've made. We'll rejoice and be glad in it. I thank you because of your revelation and your exposition in the word. I say, may all esteem be ascribed to your most Kodesh name. As I speak, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, speak directly to the hearts of your people. Let them not hear my voice, but let them hear you speaking to them directly in their heart and interpreting to them this message in a way that they will understand. Thank you because I know you've heard my prayer, so be it. Now today I'll be speaking on, as I'm led by the rock, our righteousness is like filthy rags. Okay. A very popular, part of the scripture. Your righteousness is like filthy rags. It's like filthy rags before the Almighty. Now I want to explain, what does it mean for your righteousness to be like filthy rags? Let us read it. Excuse me. Let us read it the way it is written, and let's hear the interpretation of the scriptures. Turn with me to the book of Yeshayahu. That's the book of Isaiah, chapter 64, verse 5. Let's read from verse 5. Okay. He said, you shall meet him who rejoices and does righteousness, who remembers you in your ways. See, you were wrath when we sinned in them a long time, and should we be saved? This is Israel. This is Yeshayahu speaking to Israel. They sinned in the Torah. They sinned in the ways that El Shaddai has asked them to walk in. That's what's written here. Let's continue. Let's look at verse 6. And all of us have become as one unclean. And all our righteousnesses are as soiled rags. That's my version. I'm going to repeat it. He said, all of us have become as one unclean. And all our righteousnesses are as soiled rags. What does it mean? You're not following the scriptures. You're not following what El Shaddai asks you to do. And you're doing acts of righteousness. Man is not going to take it. You steal. You commit adultery. You do idolatry. Then you go and give tzedakah. You go and give tithes and give offering. Remember, you know that tithes and offering are acts of righteousness. Tzedakah, that's charity, are acts of righteousness. But because you're not obeying the Torah, they are filthy rags. They are soiled rags. It will not be accepted and it will not be counted, and you will not be rewarded for that. It's that simple. Is it not what is written there? It's written there very clearly without any bias, and that is how it is. El Shaddai wrote, he said, in the Torah. I'm not speaking about the New Testament, I'm speaking about the Torah now. He said, if anyone adds to his words, he was saying to Yehoshua, he's going to add to him troubles in life. And if anyone subtracts, the person's name will be subtracted from his book. Now, if you are looking at the book of Yeshayahu, is there any other thing that's been added to it that will make your righteousness to become as filthy rags, except by disobedience to the word of El Shaddai? Breaking his Shabbat, breaking his Torah, breaking his commandments? He said very clearly, you, in verse 5, you shall meet him who rejoices and does righteousness. The righteousness El Shaddai considers is the righteousness that you do in obedience to his Torah. He is going to consider that person who remembers you in your ways. In whatever you are doing, you align it with the Torah and see, does it align with what El Shaddai wants me to do, or what El Shaddai wants for me? See, you were wrath when we sinned in them a long time ago. They deviated. But they continue doing the acts of righteousness. That's becoming religious. And a lot of people now are religious. Unfortunately. Religious, you're doing the religious acts, whether be it you're a Jew, be it you're a Christian, you're doing religious acts, you're not living the life. You sin. With impunity, you do anything you can do. You just go against the word of El Shaddai with impunity, but do the acts of righteousness so that your pastor can see you, your rabbi can see you, or your religious leader can see you. He's saying that your righteousness is like filthy rags. Look at that. He said, and all of us fade like a leaf, that's verse 6 down, and our wickednesses, like the wind, have taken us away. Is that simple and is that plain? And is that clear? It's their wickednesses that makes the acts of righteousness no more to be considered until they turn back to obeying their Creator the way He wants them. It's that simple. Verse 7, and there is no one who calls on your name, who stirs himself up to take hold of you. For you have hidden your face from us and have consumed us because of our wickednesses. It's very clear. Not because of the righteousness of the righteous acts of their obedience to the Torah, but because of the disobedience, because of the wickednesses. It's very clear. Let's continue. It said, and now, O El Shaddai, you are our Father. We are the clay, you are our potter, and we are all the work of your hand. 9. Do not be wrath, O El Shaddai, nor remember wickedness forever. See, please look, all of us are your people. 10. The Kodesh cities have become a wilderness. Zion has become a wilderness. Jerusalem a waste. 11. Our Kodesh and comely house, where our fathers praised you, have been burnt up with fire, and all that we treasured has become aryan. This is what Israel goes through over and over again. Whenever they sin against El Shaddai, it's the same drill, it's the same drama. Now, do you want your acts of righteousness to be considered? Obey your Creator. Obey His words and do not compromise it for anyone or anything. Your religion will not save you if you disobey. He said, not one jot, heaven and earth will pass away, but not one jot or tittle of this world will fall to the ground. That's in the New Testament. Not one jot or tittle will fall to the ground. The signs are everywhere. Your religion is not going to save you. Your acts of righteousness will be like filthy rags as far as you're walking in disobedience to your Creator, to your Abba in Shamayim. Acts of righteousness is not going to save you. That's what's here. When you walk in obedience, everything you do is righteous. And there can't be any sin or iniquity found in you. I pray that the Ruach HaKodesh would interpret this message to you personally. Do you understand it? And expose more things about this. But I have to stop here. Shalom, Shabbat Tov, and have a very Baruch week ahead, filled with His presence and Kodesh.